Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all liking my book reviews so far, and this book was one of my favorite books growing up as a kid. We're kicking off today's video with one of the quirkiest, darkest, and most brilliantly bizarre children's book series ever, a series of unfortunate events. The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. If you love sarcastic narrators, miserable twists, and villains with very shiny eyes, you're in the right place. I'll be diving into full spoilers, so if you haven't read this book yet, turn back now. Because, as Lemony Snicket himself would warn you, this is not a happy tale. For everyone else, let's talk about Count Olaf and the poor Baudelaire orphans. So, we start with the three Baudelaire children, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny. Right away, their world is shattered. Their parents die in a fire, and they are left as orphans. Classic tragic setup, but the way Lemony Snicket tells it, dry, direct, and almost taunting the reader with how awful everything will be, sets such a unique tone. It's not like most kids' books where you expect things to get better. Here, the narrator literally tells you, nope, it's only going to get worse. The kids are sent to live with their so-called distant relative, Count Olaf, and oh boy, what a nightmare he is. He's filthy, mean, and absolutely obsessed with one thing, getting his hands on the Baudelaire fortune. He forces the kids to do chores, gives them one bed, barely feeds them, and basically treats them like servants. And his acting troupe of creepy henchmen, terrifying and ridiculous at the same time. But what I love about the Baudelaires is how resourceful they are. Violet, the inventor, is always coming up with clever solutions. Klaus, the reader, uses knowledge as his weapon. And Sunny, despite being a baby, has those sharp little teeth that end up being very handy in tight situations. They complement each other perfectly. The big scheme of this book is Olaf's play. He stages a theater production where Violet is supposed to marry him on stage. Except, plot twist, it's legally binding because the play is being officiated by a real judge, Justice Strauss, who, by the way, is the one nice adult in this whole mess, but tragically too oblivious to help when it matters. It's such a bizarrely clever plan because it's ridiculous and horrifying at the same time. Olaf is basically going to trick Violet into becoming his wife so he can legally steal her inheritance. That whole scene where Violet is forced into the wedding and has to sign with her left hand instead of her dominant right hand, genius. She knows the law, she knows it's not binding unless it's her true signature, and it's such a clever way to turn Olaf's own scheme against him. For a moment you think, yes, the kids outsmarted him. But then comes the kicker. Olaf isn't defeated. Sure, the marriage plan falls apart, but Olaf escapes. He slips away into the night with his troupe, vowing to come back. And Lemony Snicket reminds us, there is no happy ending for the Baudelaires, not yet anyways. And that's what makes this series so brilliant. It doesn't sugarcoat. The kids are smart, brave, and loyal, but the world is unfair, adults are useless, and villains don't always get punished. It's tragic, but also darkly funny in that cynical Snicket way. For me, The Bad Beginning is a 5-star start. It sets up the tone of the series perfectly, gloomy, witty, and so different from any other children's book. The Baudelaires are lovable. Olaf is the worst in the best way, and Snicket's narration just pulls you in with that gothic, sarcastic humor. And that's my spoiler-filled review of a series of unfortunate events. The Bad Beginning. Honestly, this book is such a wild mix of comedy and tragedy, and it's only the first in a whole series of miserable adventures. If you've read it, what did you think? Were you frustrated with the adults for being so useless? Did Olaf creep you out, or did you find his over-the-top schemes kind of funny? Let's chat about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more bookish content. Next time we might even step into the next unfortunate installment. Until then, beware of men with eye tattoos. And like always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.